everybody, it is your girl Miss Troy coming to you with another video. And in today's video, my Instagram got hacked. Yeah. This happened about 2 weeks ago. I'm irked about it. I had to restart my whole page. Cool. But in this video, I'll be telling you everything that happened. I wish I would have took more screenshots before they shut my page down, but whatever. I still have some Cash App names and some phone numbers, and I'm gonna put in the over here. Let's get into this video. So let's go back to like 2 weeks ago, right? I had a whole different hairstyle. My Instagram was cool. It wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was popping, but it was popping. Like, you know, I was getting DMs. And as you can see, I do hair. So I was scrolling through Instagram and I noticed, I'm like, okay, like one of my clients just posted about getting crazy money. But me and her went to high school together, and she got her hair done by me like a couple months ago, maybe like a couple weeks ago, whatever. So boom, right? So I DM her, I'm like, hey, like what's this thing that you just posted? Like I'm seeing that you've made a whole bunch of money. Of course I want to make a bunch of money. So I'm like, all right, so what is this? Like what's the whole thing? So she responds fast as hell. She's like, oh, you know, I met this girl, like she's so cool. I was talking to her the past couple days. Basically, she was saying she flipped $700 to $7K. So I'm like, all right, you know, this girl, that sound a little outlandish, whatever. But I'm like, all right, I went to school with this girl. Like, if anything, first of all, I know way too many people that she knows. If she scams me, it's over. I'm like, all right, cool. What's her @ name? Let me talk to her, see what she's talking about. Great. So I forgot the girl's @ name. It was like Cornelia. I forgot. I DM'd the girl and she DM'd me fast. Like when I say like I sent the message, she sent it back in 2 seconds. I'm like, oh shoot, all right, she mean business. I DM her like, listen, I want to make some money. This girl that I know told me that you know how to do all that. How do I get started? I guess I probably should have asked more questions. Mind you, and I'm multitasking. So I have an internship too. So I'm on my laptop. I'm doing 10 things at once, talking to this girl. So high key, doing money stuff, you gotta pay attention. You can't just be doing 10,000 things and be talking to somebody about money. Like, so whatever. So I'm talking to this girl and she's like, oh, you know, like this is how I do it. She like explained like, listen, you send me X amount, I send you back this. This is my Cash App, great. So I'm like, all right, like it sounds like, all right. Mind you, the girl that I went to high school with, she had a video on her Instagram. And pay attention to this because this is why you're gonna be like, Troy, duh. This is when the weird stuff starts happening. I can't remember whether I sent her 50 or 100. The girl on the Instagram, she's talking about she sent 700. I'm like, there's no way I'm sending what? So first of all, I should have been like, there's no way I'm sending 50, but neither here nor there. You know what, hon? Let me try this out. If you could flip this for me. And on top of that, they were like, okay, you know, it's like a 5 to 7 minute process. This took all day. Like when I say like they were stretching this out, I'm like, bro, what is the problem? I send my cash, cool. So she's like, all right, you know, what's your email? And me not thinking, I'm doing other things. I'm like, all right, here's my email. I don't think I gave her my phone number, or at least I don't remember giving her my phone number. Cash App has these specific guidelines and privacy protection regulations that they do to make sure that people don't get scammed. I looked at the Cash App that she sent me to send the money to. That joint got flagged immediately. Like, I was just like, bro. This joint say that it's been reported. Mind you, I'm still talking to the girl I went to school with. And she was like, oh, okay, you know, like, it did that for me too. Just, you know, just go ahead. So I'm like, all right, you know, all right. I'm so, honestly, telling this story, I'm so mad. Yeah, so something is off. After I do that, when I say in T-minus 2 minutes, I can't get on my Instagram. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And it's saying that, oh, someone that signed in through another email. I'm like, and in my email, it says this Arizona email. I'm like, who is this? Logging into my Instagram. Mind you, but I don't know if I set up like the 2F, whatever it's called, authenticate, whatever it's called. I don't know if I set that up, but apparently I didn't because I didn't get no verification code. Like, I think on my email, they sent me something. And I tried to, I guess, like reverse, like I was just like, no, that's not me, like what the heck. But by that time I was already logged out, so I'm like, how did this person, like, what's going on? All right, so hold on, because how has my Instagram and my Cash App, like what's going on? So I'm asking the girl that I went to school with, and she's like, oh, you know, it did the same for me, da, 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 don't worry. And I'm like, do this feel right to you? Like, I'm like asking her questions. I'm like, yo, what's going, like, why can't I get into my Instagram right now? I'm talking to the lady that she told me about too, and she's like, okay, you know, it's gonna take 5 to 7 minutes to get your money. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting, because at this point y'all are pissing me off. What the, like, why can't I get into my Instagram all of a sudden? And y'all, so whatever. Then she texted me back and she said, oh, okay, the money didn't go through, I need you to send it to this Cash App. I'm like, I'm not a dummy. I mean, for doing all of this, I'd probably get a couple dummy points, but I'm not a dummy. I'm like, I'm not resending no money. What are you talking about? You said 5 to 7 minutes, and now it's all these complications going on, and I can't get into my Instagram. So I'm like, no. Maybe like an hour or two goes by. I'm pressing every button in the world to try to reverse whoever just logged into my Instagram. I get a call from this person with a thick behind accent. I'm like, what the? So I'm thinking it's a scheme like I always get. I get this phone call. Mind you, the volume is low as hell. I'm like, bro, speak up. What are you saying? And he's saying, oh, my manager said that you sent the money, but it didn't go through, so I need you to send it to this Cash App. I'm like, I promise you I'm not sending no money to nobody's Cash App. And what are you talking about? Like, what? And he's just like, oh, okay, well, it's gonna be $400 to get your Instagram back. So, yeah.
Damn.
So I'm like,
where'd you find this?
In what world do you think I'm gonna send somebody $400 for my own password? I'm like, forget the money. Forget the, what's my password? What's the password? Because I don't care about the money no more. What's my Instagram? Look at me getting agitated. All right, come on. All right. He's like, if you don't send $400, right? Oh my goodness. So, oh my gosh, I skipped like 10 things, yo. Oh my god. Let's back up. So, the stuff that started getting weird. So the girl that I went to high school with, she made a video, right? You know, I sent $700 and she flipped it for me. I got 7K. She's the best. Da, 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 da. This whole process, remember, I was multitasking. I wasn't really thinking. The lady asked me to do the same thing. She was like, all right, you know, just to verify that it's you, say this and send it to me. So I'm like, all right, dummy. So I sent her the same kind of video. I'm like, oh, you know, $700, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm not thinking. Oh, with me sending my $50 or whatever, 100, whatever it was, I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, she about to send me back a stack. Because, okay, 700 gets you 7,000. 500 gets you 5,000. And so on and so on and so on. When I'm on the phone with this man with a thick accent, he's telling me a different number every time. He was just like, okay, how much money did you send? I'm like, X. I said this. He like, all right, so in about 7 minutes, you're going to get $3,000, but you got to send me 700. No, he was like, you got to send me 400 first.
Damn, son, where'd you find
I'm like, how did 1,000 go to 3,000? And then somebody else called me and he said 5,000. And then somebody else called me and they say 7,000. He's talking about, if you're gonna send $400, like, we're gonna keep your account, basically. And I'm like, bro, why? Like, first of all, I'm not sending $400, tripping. But what's the whole thing? So, I'm getting text messages, I'm getting Cash App profiles sent to me. I'm getting all types of different phone calls saying like, oh, send this, send this. Mind you, my email is blowing up because Instagram is like, you've been signed out, signed in, signed out. Like, it was just 100 million different things going on within the span of like 2 hours. Mind you, I have a client coming at 4:30. I'm like, bro, I'm stressed the F out. I'm not gonna feel like talking to this girl. I'm like, oh my goodness, my life. My friends are calling me. They're like, yo, what's going on with your profile? Did you get hacked or something? I'm like, oh my goodness, my freaking boyfriend is calling me, my cousins is calling me, like everybody's calling me, asking me what's going on with my profile, because apparently this person used the video that I sent for verification of my identity to start scamming people. Oh, mind you, they posted a video that I just sent. I'm like, Troy, we're not even gonna get into that. First of all, the font that they was using, I don't even use that font. I don't be all hype and Joe. Like, you had to see the graphics of what they was. I'm like, bro, make it look real. I'm like, they don't even look like me. So they're DMing people from my DM. My high school friends are texting me like, yo, is this really you? Like, can I really make money? I'm like, do not engage with this person, yo. I'm telling everybody in the world, listen, report this page. I reported it at least 60 times. No BS. And I was on Facebook, I was on Instagram, like the little security thing, like, hey, I think my account got hacked. Even that, it took the longest for me to get a response. Like, they was not trying to respond to me. I guess because I'm not a celebrity or something, whatever. But I didn't get no response until like maybe a day and a half later after I blew their email up. Like, listen, y'all need to either take my page down or I want my password back because this is clearly not me. The heck? Girl, it was, bro. So when I had to verify who I was and how my Instagram got hacked, I basically had to send an email saying, hey, this is what happened. I had to take a picture of my ID. I had to take a video of me looking this way, me looking that way. In the end, I think I had like 5,400 followers, something like that. So I mean, I had a cute following. I'm irked the most about my archives, yo. I had this Instagram since I was 17, maybe even 16. Like, bro, I have high school archives. I have just, bro, like, I had so much in my archives. So I'm just heartbroken over that. I'm not gonna lie. I have so many memories in my archives, but everything happens for a reason. That's what I'm trying to go with. I'm gonna get my following back. Fingers crossed. In fact, this is probably just a new start for me. I'm irked because who wants to start over a whole Instagram? Like, that's 4 or 5 years worth of followers and worth of like credibility and influence. Long story short, the real girl that I actually went to high school, she sent me a DM from a whole new Instagram because she got hacked. So I'm cursing her out, right? Because I'm cursing her out. I'm like, listen, like, why would you get me signed up with da, 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 da? She was like, no, like, it happened to me too. Da, da, da. So it was just a mess. It was just a mess. Anybody trying to make you money on Instagram is a freaking scam, okay? If they say, oh, you gotta send this for me to send you this, that's not how that works. Like, what are you even talking about? And I'm glad that I spent just a little bit of money, because I sent $700 million. Oh, what? Listen. So I changed all my passwords, my bank password, my email password. Like, nothing is the same. My new Instagram is definitely it's Miss Troy with a Z. Please be careful on the internet. Do not get hacked like I did. Do not get scammed like I did. Your girl got scammed and hacked. Then I had to restart my whole page like a freaking weirdo. Just be safe. If you have any questions about anything, always ask somebody else before you do a money move, especially when it's something like that. Because had I talked to somebody else, I would have still had my Instagram and still had $50 to $100 that I spent. So, yeah. Thank you for watching this video. I can't believe that that's my story time. That's anything. But thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing. And thank you always for coming back to my channel. Please share it to your friends, your family, whoever you want to share to. And follow me on Instagram, because I'm trying to get my Instagram back. Feel me? I had so much. Thank you again for coming to this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.